A number of officials, including Director of NEMA, Captain Stephen Russell. I just returned from an initial assessment and reconnaissance mission to Abaco, provided by the United States of America. As soon as we are given the all clear by the Met Office, assessment of Grand Bahama. Grand Bahama has made a call for volunteer rescuers who have assets that can aid in rescue. Let me emphasize that after our initial assessment, more detailed assessments will be made by a variety of teams from various agencies. Let me talk about our initial assessment of Abaco. 5 deaths are confirmed. There may be additional deaths that we can expect. Of the 25 individuals that were transported to New Providence, 2 has already succumbed. That would take the number of deaths to 7. And again, I want to assure and inform the Bahamian population that we can expect more deaths to be recorded. This is just preliminary information. Let us as a people have compassion for the families of those who lost their lives. Let us pray for them. Please, I ask you to avoid sending or sharing images of those who perished in the storm. Let's act with compassion. Do not make the grief process worse for families by spreading pictures. Parts of Abaco are decimated. There's severe flooding. There's severe damage to homes, businesses, other buildings, and infrastructure. To give you a clearer picture of what was seen while traveling this afternoon, the southern aspect of Abaco has suffered less devastation than the north. The Sandy Port area and progressing north has not suffered as much devastation as was seen in the Marsh Harbor vicinity. The National Airport in Abaco is underwater. The bay is completely flooded. And in fact, the area around the airport now looks like a lake. Marsh Harbor has suffered, I would estimate, in excess of 60% damage to the homes. The mud, as we know, has been completely destroyed or decimated. Progressing further north, the Treasure Key Airport, the runway is still functional. However, the roadway between the main roadway and the airport is flooded and Cooperstown has suffered some degree of damage, but not nearly as much as is seen in Marsh Harbor. A community just before Cooperstown, but outside.
And there you have it. That was a press conference yesterday evening by Prime Minister Hubert Minnis of the Bahamas. And as he clearly said, this was just the first initial assessment that has been done so far.
Yeah.
If you've seen the images, and they're coming out now, as I said, because now the storm has moved out of out of the area, you can see the absolute devastation that some of these islands have suffered. The death toll currently at 7, but to be clear, there are many more missing. And so it is still unknown what the status of these persons, what the status is at this point. And most likely they will perhaps see a higher death toll over the next couple of days. I know the U.S. Coast Guard has initiated their assistance at going in and kind of doing some of the search and rescue. Other countries and other countries in the area are mobilizing their efforts to go out and assist as well. I know yesterday the government of Belize put out a release saying that we would donate financially and also stand ready to assist to send in crews, whether from the BDF or BEL. We know Red Cross, Belize Red Cross, that is launched its appeal for relief yesterday as well, as Ms. Lily told us. Remember that those bank accounts are available at each bank in Belize. You just go in and you ask for the Red Cross appeal account, and they will be able to assist you. Financial donations are preferred. That money can be wired immediately over to Bahamas and dispersed to those who have been affected so far.
Definitely.
Some of these areas are looking at 60-70% loss of homes. And you still have all the people missing, and there's still water in the area. I mean, while the storm has passed, really, this is such a critical time after a storm. Anyone who is hanging on for life in an attic because floodwaters perhaps rose too high, people who've been stranded, people stranded in hospitals or in damaged areas, you know, this is when it's most critical to get in and get them out as fast as possible.
I take from the Prime Minister of Bahamas that word compassion, the word empathy. He wants for you to empathize with them. Look, I'll tell you what, the reality of the world, especially in the area in which we live, the Caribbean and Central America, at this particular time of the year, from June to November, is referred to as the hurricane season or the wet season. And while you empathize with the families in the Bahamas, we want for you as well to be very vigilant at this particular time, like we mentioned with, was mentioned by Ms. Lily Bowman. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And I'm saying that because it is the reality, especially that we are in the hurricane season. Belizeans, let's look at these things and try to make a plan for your family. We never know. We never know. This year alone, we saw storms brewing up in the primary phase of May. May 1st, as a matter of fact, there were storms already out there. And so we know that the hurricane season is June to November. We never know. It's not if, it's when. And we want for you to have your plan in place. Like Ms. Lily mentioned again, and you mentioned, the appeal is open, going down to a bank and pledge something for the Belize Red Cross so they could send over to the Bahamas. We never know.
And I think definitely seeing what happened with Dorian, it should be enough of a reminder for us that we do need to be prepared.
Of course.
And there is time now to be able to get your plans in place. If you didn't start at the beginning of the hurricane season, to get your plans in place, to get your supplies in place, to call up that friend or family member somewhere inland, let them know you're coming their way in the event that we come under the threat of a storm. And just going back to Dorian for a bit, I do want to say that, of course, we will continue to provide updates. We are our Caribbean brothers and sisters. I say this all the time. And we know how important this link is for us as Belize. And so we will keep on providing you updates and let you know how things are going. And most importantly, for two reasons: to keep us in a state of compassion, as you said, that we're willing to help out, but also reminding us of the potential devastation that a hurricane can bring. Please be generous. Go ahead and show your support. Provide the money to the Belize Red Cross. so that you can assist in helping them with their recovery. I do want to say that those clips were available through ZNS Bahamas, and we want to thank them for that as well.
All right. Well, as we move on, we are in the September month, the month of September, which of course is the most festive month for us here in our country, as we get ready or we prepare to celebrate the Battle of St. George's Caye and independence. And with that, we will be moving into our first segment a little later on. We'll be chit-chatting with Charlene Bruce, the owner of LA Fashions, as we talk about September attire. What you want to wear for Carnival? What you want to wear for all the concerts? I'll tell you what, we'll see what LA Fashion has to offer. And that's going to be our first segment for this morning.
All right, and the second part of our show, we're going to be talking about security during the September celebrations. We're going to have a representative of the police department. We know that issues when it comes to being in a crowd, issues on the road, leaving your home behind, and we've seen quite a number of very scary crimes taking place, and so we'll find out what you can do to help protect yourself.
Definitely. You did mention, Marlene, leaving your home. How do we leave our homes? We leave our homes in our private vehicles. We leave our homes in buses. So, and September again is that month when a lot of people would take drinks, and then we don't designate a driver to take us from point A to point B. So, in the third segment for this morning, we'll be having representatives in from the traffic department to talk about strategy for the month of September and what not to do and what to do.
All right, so that's our lineup for this morning. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we'll get right into the show, so stay tuned.
Welcome back, and we're moving into our first segment for the morning. It is a hump day, and it's good. Yeah, we're feeling good. In with us is Charlene Bruce, and whenever you see this lady in, it simply means that something hot is around the corner. LA Fashions Boutique showcasing that September attire with all the colors.
Yeah.
And all the that's what we've got lined up for you. So Charlene, good morning.
Good morning.
It's
good morning.
nice to see you, girl.
It's nice to be back.
It's
Nice to see you guys too.
So, the season is here. Last year we had you and we spoke about things. We saw traffic blocking.
Right.
We saw pepper seed bug. So we saw things, man. What's hot for this September?
Neon colors.
Neon
colors.
Wow.
Neon colors. Cool tops. Fanny packs are still in. Now they do cross-body bags. Like the fanny pack, but it's like a cross-body.
Yeah.
So no longer you put it on your waist.
You also put it on your waist, but it's evolved.
But the cool kids wear it across their
their
chest.
chest.
Cool
Yeah,
kids.
just so you know, right?
All right.
But Charlene, here's the thing. Everybody knows that for September, people like to have specific outfits, and we start off with Carnival. Like
Right.
you have to have the perfect
Carnival
outdoor, all day in the sun
Yeah.
Yes.
outfit. And
Yes.
so we're going to be seeing quite a bit of that today, right?
Yes, today we're mostly featuring carnival attires. We have a wide variety of items in store that you can use for concerts, nightclubs, stuff of that nature. But today we're focusing on carnival because carnival is this Saturday.
Yeah.
And so since we have a limited time, we wanted to show our customers that we have a wide variety of the perfect carnival outfit to suit each and every individual.
All right.
And you know why I love this segment more? Because versus a going out outfit where it's usually a one piece, this is
Yeah.
where you get to show how you can mix
Mix
them
and
up.
match,
Yeah.
yes.
Look at her smile. That's
Yeah,
her
man,
joy.
You have some people who like color, some people who like to keep it safe, some people who like to show a little skin.
Yeah.
So we have a variety of everything. I'm sure each and every individual will find something appealing to them in these
This
segments.
segment.
Yes.
All right. So,
Okay.
you ready?
Yes.
So we're
We're
going to
ready.
get it started. And this is our first look for this morning.
And Marlene is wearing a spiked denim shorts. Notice the spike detailing on
Yeah.
the left-hand side.
Yeah.
She pairs it with a simple black tee, matching hat and crossbody bag. This bag can be used as a crossbody, and it can also be used as a fanny pack. And notice how perfectly her visor matches this bag. Again, something that's cool and perfect for the carnival day.
All right. Nice.
Up next, our next model, she's wearing a crochet crop top. It's halter top, open back. She pairs it with a pearl detail short, cut-off shorts, and she pairs it with a mustard belt. And again, this top is also available in nude, and it's something that's cool and casual, perfect for carnival day.
So we didn't get to see that one as closely, but that's a very cool outfit for Carnival Day, 'cause
yes.
you know it's going to be
It's
hot.
very hot, yes.
Yeah.
Up next, Alejandra is wearing an orange, what do you call it, holy?
It's like a jersey.
That's what came to mind, right?
Yeah.
Top that she's pairs with a white shorts,
Net.
white tube, and matching
top,
orange visor hat.
All right.
Hats
Yeah.
come in assorted colors, shorts in assorted colors. The top is only available in orange, and we have a wide variety of colored tubes also.
All right. And then
We have Sade, and she's wearing a high cut body blouse.
Whoa.
It's really high cut, and she pairs it with
That's
a
high
sexy
cut
short,
with shoe shots.
neon pink shorts. This top is also available in black and neon green. The short is only available in pink, and it's available at both LA Fashions Boutique Belize City and LA Fashions Boutique Belmopan. Our next model is Tracy.
hi, Trace.
And Tracy is wearing a cute graphic tee, like seriously.
Yeah.
And she pairs it with a destroyed Bermuda shorts. Both items come in plus sizes only. It's available at both LA Fashions Boutique locations.
Hold on. Don't leave us yet. I've got my comment, but continue.
Okay, I had to trace back. The Bermuda is also available in regular sizes,
Yeah.
in plus and regular sizes. The top is only plus sizes.
Okay.
So Bermudas are back?
Yes, Bermudas are back.
Wait,
For
wait.
those people who don't want to show too much legs or too much skin, we have, and we also have Bermudas with out the cuts.
So
Yeah.
so the pants is referred to as Bermudas.
It's the length of the
it's,
pants.
it's longer. It's a little longer than shorts.
Yeah.
And it's
Okay.
destroyed because, as you can see, it's destroyed.
First, one of the things I love about this, it really, to me, it has a kind of a flavor to it. Reason being is because of the fun tee. It's a
Tee,
fun
yes,
tee.
yes.
It says seriously, and then again, you've got Mickey Mouse. You know, you're actually out there for Carnival.
Carnival, yes.
Yes, so that's what I love about it.
And it's a bright, vibrant color.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit about your selection of graphic tees? Because we know that's very in right now, like very cheeky tops.
Yes, we have a wide variety of graphic tees. Unfortunately, I didn't bring any pictures today, but you can find the album on our Facebook page. The
Yeah.
album has the prices and the sizes listed.
So what's your favorite one so far? What does it say?
Yeah.
There's so many I can't remember.
When it comes to me, I want to know.
Up next, we have Anlin, and Anlin is wearing a sheer color block top.
Yeah.
She purchased with a rust-colored cut-off shorts
Yeah.
with black tube underneath. The top is only available in small, medium, large, but we have in plus sizes with neon colors on the sleeves.
Can we just take a moment? These cutoffs are different because they're actually folded to the
In
side.
the front and,
Yeah.
and fringe in the back. Let's see the back, Annie.
All right, there you go.
So it's a bit high in the front, but
Yeah.
it's like I won't show you too much in the back.
Oh.
Yeah, cool. And then what about these shoes? I mean,
The
everybody.
shoes are from the models.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to have models wearing the shoes from the store because the customers complain that it's worn
It's worn out,
And
okay.
it's scuffed, yeah.
So it's easier for them also to walk in something that they're accustomed to walking in.
But
Yeah.
then again, so while we've got the Carnival theme going on, would it be recommended that you're in those highs? and-
No. We have a wide variety of flats available at the store. I think we'll be showing some clips soon. We have tennis flat slippers, flat sandals, and slides.
Yeah.
All right.
And all of those are a part of the
There.
fashion that's available now.
Yes,
There you go.
they're available
Oh
fashion,
my
yes.
gosh, look at those. Yeah.
Now,
And these are all new arrivals in footwear, and they're available at both locations: LA Fashions Boutique 120 New Road, Belize City; LA Fashions Boutique 2, Unit 1, Capital Garden Plaza, Constitution Drive, Belmopan.
Sweet.
so let's recap some of the styles that we saw. I saw clearly that the fringed cutoffs
Fringed cutoffs.
are in. Neon colors are in.
As always.
Any kind of see-through on top, in.
See-through and crochet, in.
What else? Crop tops still
Crop
in?
tops still in. Tube tops. Some people, the tube tops that they were wearing underneath their clothes, some people wear it as is with a shorts because it's extremely hot in Belize right now.
Yes.
So for those people who are confident in their skin, you can be sure to find a wide variety of tube tops to just wear tube tops and short shorts.
Yeah. And Bermudas are
Bermudas.
in.
For those who
Knitted
don't want to
shirts
show,
are in.
Yeah.
yes, knitted
Visors
shirts,
and the
visors,
funny pack, funny corner.
color block, fringe, traffic blocking.
Traffic blocking?
blocking,
Oh.
Yes.
Wouldn't
And remember, even though you don't see many accessories on the show today, we have a wide variety of sunglasses, hats, crossbodies, fanny packs, wallets, wristlets, you name it, we have it at LA Fashions Boutique, where you come for the fashions and fall head over fabulous heels in love with the prices.
All right.
And there are any particular shade styles that are in? At one point, I know they were going for the smaller ones.
The smaller ones are still in. The Ray-Ban types are still very popular.
Okay.
But right now, it's the same neon color sunglasses that are popular.
All right. So we see some of them on the.
Those are the
on
small
screens,
screens, the small bedazzled frames.
yeah. Okay. There we go.
So,
Okay.
All right. All the colors. Perfect. All right.
okay, up next we have Marlene. And Marlene is wearing a bedazzled crop top. Notice she pairs this with a clear belt. It's a
Yeah.
imitation
Yeah.
Gucci belt. We have it in a wide variety of colors, but the clear one is really popular. She pairs this with a fringe denim shorts. This short is available in small, medium, large, and
Hang on a
extra
second
large.
there, right there.
Hold on, Mar.
Oh, yeah.
Stay right here in the middle. Yeah. Give us a second to
And
get
this is
it all
a new
in.
trend. This is trending.
Yeah, you gotta tell me about these shorts.
Yeah, man.
At first, I thought she was wearing a skirt, the way how it fringes
Yeah.
out.
It's a
Yeah.
fringe short, and it's really popular right now. It's trending in the fashion scene.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Mar.
Cool.
And Claire accessories still in shoes and
Yes,
belts?
shoes and belts and bags.
Okay.
All right.
Notice she's wearing the traffic blocking biker shorts. Biker shorts are really popular right now. We have a wide variety of biker shorts in plus and regular sizes. In the ones with the stripes, the traffic blocking, we have black, red, white, and royal blue. She pairs it with a neon tee and multicolored crossbody bag. She
Yeah.
can wear it with the bag in the
Hang
front
on one
or in the
second.
back.
Yeah. So let's look at the bag a little bit, because that's like cross between backpack and fanny
And
pack.
fanny pack.
Yes. Yeah,
The fanny pack is usually just one zip.
And it can be worn
Yeah.
in the front as well.
Yeah.
And it's good for accessories. You know, you got your phone, you got your stuff. That's perfect.
That way
We're
you-
liking it. We're
and,
liking
and you
it.
have the zippers. You could put the zippers in the front if you're in a crowded area. You don't want anybody to get into your bag.
Into your bag.
It's safer to be in the front.
Yes.
If you want to be comfortable out, put it in the back.
Yeah,
Nice.
definitely. That's beautiful. That's
And the
beautiful.
tops are available in a wide variety of colors as well. They're cool and they're casual.
And I love that color combo too.
Yes, I
So
love the
like,
color combo.
Up
Oh
next,
my
we
God,
have
this is
Alejandra.
beautiful. This is
and she's
nice.
wearing a unique pink and green camouflage sheer body blouse.
Yeah.
She pairs it with a blush pink Bermuda shorts. Again, we have Bermuda shorts that's a bit more conservative for those who don't want to be showing too much skin.
Mm-hmm.
She matches it with a thin gold belt that complements her attire perfectly. Again, these items are perfect for the carnival season and available at both LA Fashions Boutique and LA Fashions Boutique 2.
Nice.
Up next we have Sade, and she's wearing a severely destroyed or distressed denim skirt. This skirt is only available in regular sizes. She pairs it with a tied front crop top. The sleeves can be pushed in the
up.
front to, pulled up to be shorter if you don't want to wear it long sleeve.
Yeah.
Even though it's a long sleeve top, it's still very cool
Yeah.
to wear for Carnival Day, and the top can also go as an off-shoulder top. The top is also available in black and white. The skirt is only available in this light wash denim.
What I love about the top is that if you see her from the back, you never know that's what's going on
In the front.
Wow.
Our next model is Tracy.
Hi Trace, this is lovely.
She's wearing a black girl's rock tee, and she pairs it with a sexy black mini skirt,
Yeah.
a pearl detail mini skirt. The skirt is only available in plus sizes. Actually, the skirt and the top only available in plus sizes, and it's the only color both items are available in.
okay.
There you go.
Again, today we are showcasing a wide variety of items that are perfect for the carnival season. And again, they're available at both LA Fashions Boutique and LA Fashions Boutique 2.
All right.
Okay. Now we got Annalyn.
They have Annalyn, and again, like you said, Joanna, there's a wide variety of neon colors
Yeah,
that's in for
check
the
this out.
carnival season. And she's wearing a destroyed Bermuda shorts. It's hot pink that she
Yeah.
pairs with a neon green tube top body blouse. She's wearing a clear fanny pack, and notice the cut details in the back. Let's see
That's
the
what
back
I wanted to talk about. So let's see what's happening with this Bermuda shorts, because this we haven't seen before. This is new.
This is a new trend,
Yeah.
and it's also it's coming also in long jeans. We don't have them as yet, but we're getting them soon. And the shorts also available in the neon green top that Annalyn's wearing. So it's two colors, but
Yeah.
only in small, medium,
So
large.
now we have the cutouts on the back now.
on the butt, yes.
What? The things that are happening, man.
Fashion.
It's always an upgrade from what was before, because
yes.
we've been seeing the cutouts
Cut
to
at
the front.
knees,
Yeah.
or yes.
Well, so we discussed that what we've just seen, and the one that stand out for me, well, all of them stand out for me, but especially the one with the Black Girl Rock.
Black Girls Rock.
That was properly designed for
Yes.
for somebody of
Curvy girls.
Yeah, curvy girls, and I think it's a perfect spot, especially there at LA Fashions. When you go on down there, you could find that particular piece that you want to
Yes.
fit you.
And
Love that.
what we appreciate is that our customers know that we cater from sometimes extra small, but it's mainly small, medium, large, 1X, 2X, 3X. And I've noticed that over the years, we're going to celebrate 14 years on September 23rd.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that over the years, my two sales reps at the city stores, Cynthia and Lydia, customers would walk in and they would say, I said, can I help you today? No, I'm looking for Miss Cynthia. I'm looking for
Yeah.
Miss Lydia. Okay, they know their customers.
Yeah.
So when a customer walks in, or they would say, it's okay, boss, I'll take her because she's my customer. They know exactly what that person wants.
Yeah.
They know what that person would and would not wear.
Yeah.
So our customers walk in happy and walk out even happier. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're there to please.
What about when people do their orders and then you send to them? I'm sure they get that piece that they desire.
Yes, you could send us a message on Facebook. We upload albums daily. So if you see something you like, send us an inbox. We'll send you the price and the size are listed on the item. We'll let you know
Yeah.
if the size you want is still available. We arrange everything, and we you make a bank deposit and we send it to you COD. We offer so many options that even if what you wanted originally is not available, we would say, well, we don't have that, but we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We give our customers the option. And 90% of the time, they would ask for one item and end up buying several items because they're catered to online and in store.
Yeah, Yeah.
But let's talk about what's flying off the racks right now.
Flats.
Flats?
Flat
wow.
slippers, flat sandals, flat tennis shoes.
Yeah.
Crop tops, shorts. Yes.
Shorts.
Yes.
Those are
So
flat.
everybody's getting their September gear.
Everybody's getting their carnival gear. This year they're buying a little slower, so I guess they're buying as the event comes up. So it's carnival this weekend, so everybody's focused on, I gotta get my carnival.
Carnival.
Then
outfit.
the expo.
Yes, and they're shopping like this. I gotta get a backup just in case.
What? Like that? Then you got this big carnival coming up. I mean, this big concert coming up as
Coming up,
well,
yes.
leading up to carnival.
We have,
Yeah.
like I said, we also have concert attires. We won't see much this morning, but we have, we did a photo shoot over the weekend, so we'll be posting pictures on Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. Just a reminder, the Facebook is the only page that we provide size prices.
Okay.
On Snapchat and Instagram, it's just a lookbook. So we
Okay.
just post the item for you to see. You want to inquire price, size, availability, it's best you contact the store via Facebook
Yeah.
or WhatsApp, 631-1476.
All right, cool. All right.
All right.
So let's do it. Marlene, you ready? We ready?
I think both of us are.
Marlene is here again, and she's wearing another color of the traffic blocking biker shorts. We brought back the biker shorts because we want to show the customers that we have a variety of colors. And again, biker shorts are really popular for the September celebration. She pairs it with the net top,
Yeah.
the neon green net top. It's the
Yeah.
only color it's available in. And underneath, she's wearing the red tube top. That's a tube top that I said some people would wear just the red tube top and the red biker shorts as opposed to the crop top over. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's cool
And the
for the
biker
carnival.
shorts are so comfortable.
Yes, comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is nice.
Caitlin is wearing a cage black skinny pants. It's not really jeans, it's a pants. And she pairs it with a sheer ruffle sleeve crop top. This is something perfect for a concert and
Yeah.
like going to the club. It's sexy, it's comfortable,
Yeah.
and it's trendy.
Look at the.
Have
That's
Available.
an amazing pants.
No,
I mean,
no, no,
like
go
it
yet.
really
You
does.
hold on,
It
yes.
really does catch your attention
Yes.
immediately.
Yes, it does.
You
Yes,
only
it
have
does.
it in this color. I'm
Only
sure
in
people-
black. Both items only available in black, the pants and the top, and they're only available in small, medium, and large. But they're available at both locations.
Would you say
Fashion-
that's a dare to wear or
Dare to wear.
dare to
Yes,
wear? Huh?
Dare to wear.
And I love the blouse. Tell us about that blouse. I mean, it has.
It's a ruffle sleeve topless.
Yeah.
It's sheer.
Yeah, girl.
It is, and it shows a little bit of tummy in the front. Like I said, it's a crop top,
Yeah.
and it's because it's sheer. It's also cool. So even though you'll be out in a long sleeve, you'll still be cool. It won't be
Yeah.
hot because it's a sheer material. Because sheer, it's breezy.
All right, cool.
Awesome.
There you go. That's nice. Very
Thank
nice.
you.
All right.
Alejandra is wearing a camouflage jumpsuit. The difference between a jumpsuit and a romper, jumpsuit is long.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter the sleeve as long as the legs are long and the
Yeah.
romper is the legs are short. Notice the chain detailing on the side. It comes with the jumpsuit, yes. And this is also available in a red plaid design, but it's exclusive pieces. So this is the only
Yeah.
one. She pairs it with a short black padded tube, and again there you see the tubes. Like I said, the tubes are really popular for September because they're cool.
And there's no better combination than a jumper and a tube top.
top, yes.
Right?
I love this. I love
Oh,
this one
look
too.
at that.
Sade is
Yeah.
wearing a burgundy wide leg jumpsuit
Yeah.
with the button detailing in the front. She pairs it with a simple white crop top. Both items are available in small, medium, large. The top is available in a wide variety of colors. Jumpsuit only available in burgundy.
Cool.
And again, we're simply showing you the variety of clothing selections that we have available at LA Fashions Boutique. Where you come for the fashions and fall head over fabulous heels in love with the prices.
Girl.
Denim is really popular right now as well. We have
All
a
right.
wide variety of denim dresses, denim shorts, denim tops, denim jumpsuits, and denim rompers. Today, Tracy is wearing a denim off-shoulder jumpsuit. This is available in 1X, 2X, 3X. It's the only color that's available in, and
Yeah.
it's available at both locations. And denim is trendy all year round.
And I love that this is entirely fitted because not every, I mean, you see
have
more
some
the bigger jumpers or the
legs,
wider,
yes.
sorry. I
Because
should say.
wide leg pants are also making a comeback.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes, bell-foot pants
There you
are also
go.
making a comeback.
There you go.
We have
Oh
Anlin
my God,
wearing
this is
a
nice.
tie-dye two-piece set. It's a wide leg two-piece set, crop top with a wide leg. It's the only color it's available in. It's available in small, medium, and large at both LA Fashions Boutique locations. This is something that can be worn for daytime activities, and it can also be worn for concert spirit with a wedge or a flat. Because I noticed that these lately people wear flat slippers or flat sandals for concerts. People don't wear heels anymore.
Because you ruin them.
and it's not comfortable to party in.
Yeah.
And the grounds they have concert, it's normally soft. So
yeah. Well, what we didn't see with that one that I wanted to show is that the crop tops, people think they can't wear them, but if you wear them with high waist,
high-waisted
it's so
pants,
much
yes,
more
'cause the pants is
comfortable.
high-waisted
Yeah.
pants, yes.
And I noticed what's coming back as well again is the chain detail.
Yes.
Because you know that was in once, then it
yes.
went. Now it's back.
Everything comes back. You know what's back? A couple years ago they had this, like it's a t-shirt dress. It's long with the slits on the side.
Yeah,
That's coming back. Yes, yes, we have that in red and white at the store also. You can wear it straight or you can tie it in the front for those girls who want to show their flat stomachs.
Okay.
With short shorts or Bermuda shorts or biker shorts.
Question for me: how do you find the trend? How do you know, how do you get to this is coming back? How do we do that at LA Fashions?
I don't know. I guess it's a gift.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I see things that I like, and I question myself. I wonder if my customers will like it. I say, okay, let me try it.
Yeah.
But the main thing is to be different. Try to be unique. Try to get different things than what was here last year, what was here last month. Nothing beats a try, and if you don't try, you will never know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it sometimes not because I don't like it means the customer wants. So I have a group chat with my staff. I would say, what do you guys think about this?
Yeah.
And we vote. And if the majority rules, we get it. If the majority, we don't.
Yeah. Is there a trend that you've seen lately that you just thought maybe it wasn't going to work in Belize?
No.
No?
Because I find that Belizeans watch a lot of television.
Yeah.
So once it's trending on the internet,
Yeah.
it'll definitely be a hit in Belize.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And a lot of times it's the celebrities that are setting the trends. When Kim Kardashian went out in her biker shorts, it blew up.
Everybody does. Yeah.
Like now, there is the sheer trend where you have bodysuits, jumpsuits, short pants sets where it's completely sheer.
Yeah.
And you have some people, celebrities, who wear it with just breast petals or nipple pasties and maybe a thong or a G-string.
Yeah.
But we have a variety of the short pants sets, jumpsuits, bodysuits, complete sheer. But we also have items that could go underneath.
Okay.
You have the macaroni strap bodysuit, or you have the short boy shorts and tube top, or you have the underwear and tube tops for those who don't want to be that dear.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh. We're looking forward to the next segment just to see exactly what's going to happen and that's the thing, once it's LA Fashions or how you guys do it, it's like, I wonder when people got next. You don't know, but it's always something that is trending.
I think your customers are also very accustomed to knowing that you will have whatever is the latest trend.
Yes.
And I'm sure they probably see it and say, okay, they're going to wait till Charlene bring it in. Oh, I saw one that I know is also very popular. The printed skirts with like...
yes, the pleated skirts, the wide pleated skirts, yes,
Those
with
are
the
it.
graphics.
They look so old. When I first saw it, I thought, oh my gosh, that's really old school.
Yes.
But they look great if you style them properly.
Marlene, recently I posted, you know what's back? Skettle clips.
Really?
Yes.
Oh
And I
my
posted
gosh.
it on our Instagram page, and a customer commented and said, I never thought I would see the day these things come back into style. You know, they say like,
Remember people used to
Our
pattern them in their
colours,
head.
yes. Fashion, it just keeps it just evolves and it keeps coming back, because now the skettle clips aren't just plain skettle clips. They're bedazzled with rhinestones or pearls or glitters. So, you know, sometimes it's
It
good
comes
to
back
keep-
revamped.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
keep the OGs, the originals, and then you just bring them back. And all that we've seen so far are in both stores here in Belize City.
Majority are in both stores.
Yeah.
Everybody knows our Belmopan store is a bit smaller, so they can't accommodate as much items as the Belize City store. The exclusive pieces are only in our Belize City store as well.
Yeah.
Notice the slideshows that we're doing. The photos came courtesy of Captured Moments by D Nix, and the makeup artist for the models, makeup by Natalia. Both are tagged in each picture on our Instagram story, so if you want to reach out to them, you can get their link from the Instagram photos. I want to say a very special thank you to them for being patient with us for the past couple weeks and getting these pictures together for today.
Cool.
And you also mentioned, we don't want to miss that, your 14th anniversary
Yes,
is coming up.
it's
What's
coming
going to
up.
be happening for the birthday?
And we're going to have a sip and shop on the, what date was it? The 25th,
Okay.
Wednesday 25th of September, because 21st falls on a Saturday, but they're
Yeah.
celebrating it on the
the
Monday.
The holidays on the
You
Monday.
know we're going to be tired on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
So
Wednesday, we're going to have a sip, shop, and snack at at both locations to celebrate our 14th
Wow.
anniversary
Sip,
in business.
shop, and
snack. Yes.
3S. All right, cool. So you don't open a bar in LA Fashion for we.
No.
All right, let's get
see
it
what's
on.
happening.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, let's get it on.
Okay, so
Marlene,
our final
we're waiting.
segment, like I
Yeah.
said, leather or pleather is very hot, popular right now. Marlene is wearing a sexy black leather skirt that she pairs with a one shoulder
That's
lemon
a cute top.
ruffled bodysuit. Notice the lemon detailing on it. This
Yeah.
bodysuit is also available in solid black and solid white. Skirt is also available in red. Both items only available in small, medium, and large, and at both LA Fashions boutique locations. These are more
nice.
club or
Yeah.
concert attires.
Those are nice.
Next we have Caitlin, and she's wearing a biker short or Bermuda red leather short. She pairs it with a lace and sheer body blouse. This body blouse is also available in neon pink and neon green. It comes small, medium, and large, and both items available at both LA Fashions boutique locations.
And this is an example of a sheared top that you
Sheared
talked
top,
about,
yes.
but it is covered where it
in the
needs
right
to be
places,
covered.
Right.
All right. Thank you.
Up next we have Tracy. I guess this is a leather segment.
I tell you.
Tracy is wearing a mustard colored two-top leather dress with a not so high split. It's a mid split. This dress is also available in black, and it comes 1X, 2X, 3X, and it's available only at LA Fashions Boutique, Belize City.
Okay.
Up
One of
next
the
we have
exclusive pieces.
Yes. Up next we have Sade. And Sade is wearing a sexy black long leather pants that she pairs with a black and white pinstripe puff sleeve top. Notice the bow detailing on the side of the top. This is the only color the top is available in, but pants is also available in red. Both items come small, medium, large, and it's available at both LA Fashions boutique locations.
Okay. Cool.
Up next we have Alejandra. And Alejandra brings us leather, but in popping colors.
Yes.
She's wearing a multicolored python print bodysuit that she pairs with a sexy orange mini leather skirt.
Yeah.
Skirt is also available in pink and black. Both items come small, medium, large, available at both LA Fashions boutique locations.
Now in the sneak. Python.
Python.
Yeah.
Last but
My
definitely
God.
not least, we have Anlin, and Anlin is wearing a neon green leather
Wow.
pants. It's a high-waisted pants that she pairs with a graphic tee. She said the lady looks sad. I said, don't worry, when you strut yourself, that means you're going to be happy. The tee and pants is the only color both items are available in,
God.
and available. The tee is only at LA Fashions Boutique Belize City, and the pants at both locations.
Okay.
So what you guys saw today is just a small selection of what we have available, hot items for September at LA Fashions Boutique, where you come for the fashions and fall head over fabulous heels in love with the prices.
All right, we're gonna have all the girls come back out again, just so you get that last look one more time. You know, Charlene, I think anybody who has been to your store knows that this is just the tip of the iceberg as to what your selection includes. But we really appreciate, one, that you're showing us the latest styles, and two, just how you can match them and put together something that matches your personality as well.
Yeah.
And remember, if you're not sure what you want, just come in, we'll help you out. We'll ensure that you leave a happy customer.
Yeah.
Our staff will ensure that they pick out the right fit for you.
And if you live far away, it can get to you.
Shop, yes, on Facebook, where we do shipping also. Friday, September 6th, we're open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturday, we're open 9 to 2 and 6 to 9. We're closed from 2 to 6. Ladies want to go experience a carnival experience. So,
Of course.
I won't be able to drive to your place anyway.
I want to say a special thanks to the models.
Of
Thanks to Channel 5 for having us. Special thank you to my staff who keeps us grounded. To the team. The team. My team is made up of 5 single mothers, 1 single father. I thought about that this morning. So they've all been with me 3 years. Each person has been there more than 3 years, so they're dedicated and committed. So thank you guys, because without you guys, LA Fashions Boutique wouldn't be where we are today.
Well, congratulations on
Yeah.
your
Thank you.
14th anniversary in advance.
you.
We know how difficult it can be to sustain a business for so long, And you've definitely created your own identity as your store and kept it up. These ladies look lovely. Thank you for waking
Thank
up
you.
and dolling up so
I'm
early
looking
in the
so
morning.
beautiful at 6 in the morning.
And unfortunately, I don't think you can go to work like that, but you can try. But we do appreciate you coming in. Charlene, thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you for always having us.
All right.
Thank
All these looks plus more available
LA.
at LA Fashions Boutique. Find them on Facebook. You can do your shopping online, and they have stores in Belize City and Belmopan.
All right.
All right. We got to go ahead and take a break now. When we come back, it will be to talk about security during the September celebration. So please stay tuned.
A society that cuts off from its youth severs its lifeline. It's never too late to engage our youths positively and support their dreams and aspirations. For more information on support services for families of children at risk of coming in conflict with the law, contact the Community Rehabilitation Department at 223-2716. This message is brought to you by the Community Rehabilitation Department, the National Committee for Families and Children, and UNICEF.
And we are back, and we're moving into our second conversation for today, a very critical one. We all want to celebrate in September, but more importantly, we all want to be safe. And so we have with us this morning Senior Superintendent Suzette Anderson, and she is the Divisional Commander for Region 2. Good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome.
Thank you for being here.
It's nice to have you in.
Let me
Sure.
I wanted to just start off to get some clarification. When you say Region 2, what areas does that include?
That is the north side of Belize City, the Precinct 3 and Precinct 4 area,
Okay.
and the main islands, San Pedro and Kikaka.
Yeah, so you have some of the critical areas
Yes, of course.
under your command. We have to talk about what happens from the police standpoint in preparing for September. There are a lot of mass activities, mass crowds gathering for different events, and we know that there's a lot of preemptive work that happens at the department. Tell me about that.
Yes, certainly September is one of the challenging months for us
Yeah.
as it relates to policing due to the events that we tend to have around that month. And the Belize Police Department makes preparation for the month of September well in advance.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, we have a thing that we call the September Celebrations Orders. That is being prepared from during the month of August, countrywide, because each district have their own events as it relates to the September month.
Yeah.
So the Office of the Command Operations at the Belmopan Police Headquarters would give directive from that end for all districts to be able to put their plan in place and to prepare those orders and to forward it to the headquarters so that it can be perused and examined and see if whether it is okay for the September celebrations.
Okay.
That orders will entail the details of all the different activities, events that we have for the September month, and it will also encompass the names of the officers who are to be engaged in each event. There is a general briefing that occurs prior to the September month, where all the available officers who are detailed in such events are required to be a part of that briefing, where we highlight the details of the events, we make preparations, we prepare them, we have them with that mindset as to how to police those events.
Is there intelligence gathering in terms of what can be expected at the events?
Yes, certainly our special branch, that's the arm of the department that deals with intelligence gathering.
Okay.
And they are the ones who, based on the intelligence that they gather, they'll be able to give us more or less highlights as to what is expected in terms of the risk of security. And then based on that, we do our plans in respect to their projections.
Now, we know that what is taking place in the country at the time, there's a lot of issues with different areas, and sometimes the moving around in these areas can cause conflicts to take place. In situations like whether it be Carnival or 10th Parade or 21st Parade, what do you do to be able to ensure that when somebody moves into these areas, or that these areas are kept safe?
What happened is that separately from the officers who are detailed for those specific events, we have our police dispositions, which is the different rotational shift officers who are working on a 24-hour basis, who are expected and they are required to cover the back areas, the different street alleys where these events are occurring, so that they be able to adequately police those areas. We know that when people go to attend these events, they leave their vehicles parked at a location. And those officers' responsibility is to patrol in the immediate area to ensure that their valuables, meaning their vehicles, are remain intact. At the same time, we want to discourage people as well from leaving behind their valuable items in the vehicle, because that is what more or less captures the attention of criminals from time to time to want to have that urge to break into those vehicles. Likewise, because we know that people pass through certain back streets leading up to the area where the events take place, we know that there is that propensity for them to be robbed. So our officers as well are to patrol these areas to prevent those incidents from occurring.
So we're what I hear from you is increased patrols for one.
Yes.
Secondly, in the event of some of these larger events, you have people deployed beyond the main area. So in Carnival, they'll be deployed within different neighborhoods, monitoring what's happening there.
Yes, of course. And one of our main strategy has to do with motorcycle patrols. That works a lot for us in those areas.
Especially with what traffic's going to be like.
Yes.
Now, I wanted to ask, because one of the key things about September is that we know there's a lot of excessive drinking. And it means, and I've seen this so often with Carnival, that even as a police officer is trying to maintain the crowd, whether it's pushing them back into a safer area, they're coming in contact with people who are intoxicated, and it can very easily escalate. What's the protocol in place from the police department in terms of being able to respond, knowing that people have had too much to drink and clearly it changes their behavior?
Well, if it is that we are working in line with the parade, meaning that we have to accompany the parade, there may not be so much that the officer who is walking along the parade can be able to focus and deal with those individuals. Because then the focus has to be with the security along with the parade. But the other officers who are to patrol alongside, those are the officers who would have to be called in to come and deal with that situation. We operate by way of handheld radios. So that's our communication network. So if there's a situation that we realize we will not be able to deal with at the material time, then we call and we assign other officers to come and deal with the situation.
No, I mean, my question has more to do with the fact that you know you're going to be dealing with a hostile personality. So if you have to talk to me or deal with me right now, it's different than if you had to deal with me when I'm intoxicated and clearly going to be a bit more hostile or a different personality.
Well, if you are behaving disorderly, or if it is that you are displaying that personality or that behavior, then definitely we may have to remove you from the area.
You know, and that's exactly where I wanted to go.
One more question though, just in terms of if I see someone who is publicly intoxicated and perhaps posing danger to the crowd that's around. I'm here with my family. I don't like that behavior, that drunken behavior that's taking place. Can I call the police on a day like the Carnival and ask them to come handle the situation?
Yes, certainly. Because like what I mentioned, we operate by our communication network system that has to do with our radios. So we have a command center. And that command center channels information to us on the grounds. As it relates to information coming into them.
You know, and I love where Marlene took it, because it becomes it strikes me as the behavioral aspect of people, especially under the influence. Then people would start to record and say that you are using excessive force. What is excessive force, and at what point do you actually come in contact with a person, touching that person? Because some people would say, "Don't touch me, don't touch me." At what point? The police would the police be able to say, you know what, I need to apprehend you because of your behavior?
Well, when it comes to at what point it is not something that we can readily say to you because it has to do with the scenario that is unfolding. I cannot tell you that at this point I will be able to have the standpoint to really use force against you. It all depends on how the situation evolves,
Yeah.
right? For instance, if you're approaching an individual and then at the time you have exercised all your restraint with that person, but that person is seemingly unruly.
Yeah, behaving hostile.
Then you have got to use force on that
Yeah.
person, but at the same time you will know what is the limit of your force.
Yeah. Sorry. One of the things that I think always comes to mind for me when we look at these mass gatherings, there is, in fact, a rule that if you're going to have an expectation of a large crowd, you should hire additional police officers
Yes.
to manage the crowd. So you have a team working in, let's say, a concert or whatever public event that is taking place. Is that also an opportunity for the rest of the team to reinforce beyond that perimeter itself? I think of a concert, we know they'll be drinking, we know they'll be driving after, we know we've seen squabbles or flare-ups after a concert. What are the preventative measures in place for things like that?
Well, we don't really like to to mention everything as it relates to our strategy.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, we don't want the criminals to be learning of what more or less we are going to do or what we are implementing.
Yes.
But a concert is police, and whilst a concert is in effect, we have our other patrols that are in place to be able to deal with whatever may happen or flare up as a result of what transpires inside the concert.
Normally when you go to a concert as well, there is a heavy search of personnel, and some might tell you, man, you're not searching the females. Do we do search on males and females when it comes to concerts?
Yes, we do. But I believe if you may have attended the Belikin Bash event over the weekend, you may have seen that females are placed at the entrance where the search is being done. And mainly when it comes to the female, you cannot search them in the same manner as how you search a male out there in the presence of the public. But there are some limits in terms of searching a female, and you will observe that majority of the time the officers take time to search the purse that the females are carrying or bags.
Cordoning off a specific area, are there searches prior to a concert in areas?
Yes, of course. We ensure that at the gate, the entrance gate, we have to have searches because we want to discourage anybody from bringing in any weapon that can be harmful to anybody. As well, you find out that along the different streets and back areas, our officers who are engaged in patrolling are responsible to search people as well.
Yeah.
Just to prevent any incidents from occurring as it relates to weapons.
There's a twofold responsibility here. One, we want to know what the police department is going to be employing in terms of keeping us safe, but we also have a responsibility to cooperate. So I think things like recognizing that there'll probably be more checkpoints, and it may slow things down sometimes, or if I'm going to go into a crowded area, I will be subjected to a search as well. What are some of the things that you would like to inform the public so that they can be extra patient or cooperative?
What we observe every year is that whilst we try to work with the community in terms of the big events, mainly the Carnival 10th and 21st, is that we try to emphasize to them not to park their vehicles on that stretch where we know the Carnival will be passing through. And we keep finding ourselves as early in the morning to have our traffic people combing the entire route to ensure that there are not vehicles, because there is a tendency that some abandoned vehicles are left behind like for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So as of last week, we have begun that exercise, checking the carnival route to ensure that if there is a vehicle that nobody knows about, how long it has been parked there and it is going to be a hindrance to the event, then we find ways how to remove the vehicles from those areas. As well, we find out that because the carnival or the parades prevent people from moving around at certain areas, people tend to get impatient when the officer is signaling to them that they cannot go beyond or they got to wait. Yes, it's like they want to invent all kind of emergencies, but we want to ask them to work with us, because then what we are doing is for the safety of everyone. Because we don't want to release a vehicle to go elsewhere when that can cause an accident and can cause a hindrance to the actual event.
You know, which leads me to, because, and I think that's a valid point. The thing, especially when it comes to people and trying to challenge the police, especially when there's a halt in traffic, many a times businesses would have a specific event, but businesses are not, I think, are not approaching the police to say there's a certain sign or on a vehicle to say that this is one of mine, and then the person driving the vehicle expects that the police, that police manning the gate knows that that is their vehicle, and therefore brings forth hostility. Are we seeing businesses coming into the police department and trying to do a dialogue that these are my people, this is what we could look for? Would you advise that from businesses?
That is in relation to where?
In relation to any activity that's going on. Okay, per se, Channel 5 is having an activity. We've got a few vehicles, and we've got the police force out there. But we might have a vehicle that you're not familiar with, or you might not be familiar with the personnel. Now, I'm saying this from the standpoint trying to eliminate the hostility, because I feel that I am a Channel 5 person. I'm going to the event. You don't know me, so you tell me, sir, you need to go that way. But I'm telling you that, you know what? I had a Channel 5 man, so I have to go in at that event. Now, I think this is where businesses need to have a conversation with the police. That's why I'm asking, would you advise such thing?
What I know is that when we have events and we have people who will have to access the grounds based on their participation in the event, they make themselves known to us in terms of who are, and then the officers would be briefed that there are certain vehicles that are going to be allowed to park in certain areas, and that there are certain persons that are going to be allowed to be at that particular area.
I want to, we're running out of time so quickly. Tell me about the searches and the stops for drinking and driving. We know there was a recent donation for with breathalyzers, and we've heard many times about how it may not be admissible in court and all these things, but if you detect someone with a high blood alcohol content, you can stop them from going further in driving on the road. Will there be a more stringent approach in being able to monitor people who are getting behind the wheel drunk?
Yes, what we have in place is our highway patrols.
Yes.
Because as you know, we have been affected considerably as it relates to fatalities on the highways.
Yes.
So what we have in place and we increase during these particular event times is our highway patrols, our VCPs. If you notice around the city per se, we have some mandatory VCP locations. Those officers have to engage themselves in stopping vehicles that pass through those VCPs. And if it is that one is suspected to be under the influence of liquor or alcohol.
Even within the city?
Yes.
Okay.
They are they will know more or less what to do when they encounter situations like those.
Okay.
All right.
And keeping in mind too, you know, there is the regulation about the tinting. And I know that there was a recent crackdown in trying to get people to remove their tents.
Yeah, that is on a daily basis.
Okay.
Yeah,
Senior Superintendent, I know people are watching right now saying, hold on. I see
Vehicles.
many cars with full tint.
Yes.
It is done on a daily basis. What happened is that we have our operations ongoing for months, for several months. Whilst we have our police officers who are working on that shift basis,
Yeah.
we have operations that happen on a daily basis in
Okay.
the city. And part of the operations has to do with the removal of tints on vehicles. As a matter of fact, our commissioner of police is someone who, because we have a police blog for our operations, he and other senior officers, including myself, would give certain directives via that blog
Yeah.
on a daily basis to our officers as they engage in the operations.
Yeah.
And one of those daily directives has to do with the removal of things.
Yes.
Whenever we observe that a day has passed or 2 days has passed and there has been minimal contact in terms of tinted vehicles, then we find a way how to rope in our officers to let
Yeah.
them know that we have noticed a decrease in terms of the removal of tints, so you got to
Yeah.
step up on those.
Yeah.
Now, it's one of the things I know that the public has a hard time with. Some people really want to hang on to that dark tint, and others just feel it's unfair. I may not have one, and I see everybody else still having it. What can you do in terms of being able to assist in enforcing this,
Yeah.
and why is it important?
Well, the reason why it is important is because we find out that when we have crimes being committed,
Yeah.
they will happen because people who are inside these vehicles that are heavily tinted are the ones who are out there committing some of the shootings, robberies. And so we got to enforce the removal of the tint on those vehicles
Yeah.
because then when we do that, we handicap them from committing crimes.
Yeah.
I know that when it comes to enforcing it on other people, it is a bit of a challenge. We do give warnings. It is a bit of a challenge for people because I know that it's like you are interfering with something in relation to the privacy of some people
Yeah.
because then some people
But if it's a rule, it's a
yes,
rule.
yes. So what we try to do is to work with people and to first warn them, and then after the warning, then we definitely have to enforce the removal.
Are police vehicles allowed to have full tint?
Yeah, there are some because of the nature of the job that they do.
Okay.
There are some that are allowed.
Okay.
All right, let's go back to just final warning tips. What we didn't touch on, what is also important, is that we've seen more and more cases of people having home invasions.
Yes.
Talk to us about some of the things that we can do to prevent any form of crime being done on your property or to you personally.
Well, certainly, the first, in relation to, I know you use the word home evasion, but in our laws it is known as aggravated burglary.
I know.
And certainly, when it comes to aggravated burglary or burglary, those are crimes that are committed in homes, inside homes, and we want to encourage neighbors to be on the lookout for any strange occurrence because burglaries tend to occur whenever there is no one inside the house.
Yeah.
We have aggravated burglary occurring when someone is inside the home, and it happens that from time to time, those who prey on these people's home may not know that someone is inside the home.
Yeah.
And then, or they may believe that
They can help them find what they're looking
yes.
for.
And then what happens is that when they are surprised inside the home, then that's the time when they will want to harm
Yeah, the person, yes.
But in relation to those crimes, what we can advise is for people to leave. If you know that you are not going to be at home, we encourage people to leave on a light, at least
In the yard.
inside
Yeah,
in the
in the
yard or
house.
inside one of the rooms or even the bathroom. Probably leave a television on, because then that more or less will cause those perpetrators to believe that there is someone
Somebody at home.
inside. We encourage people to have a good relationship with their neighbors,
Yeah.
because from time to time we find out that we don't have that good relationship with our neighbors. It's like, because all of us are busy.
Yeah.
In the mornings we get ready, we go to work. In the evening, night, we come home. We just say hi, bye to our neighbors.
Yeah.
We don't really have that connection. But so we want to implore on people to maintain that connection with
Yeah.
their neighbors, so that whenever there is something going wrong, the neighbors will be able to look out for each other. They'll
Yeah.
be able to spot out certain things that will be able to alert that something is wrong. And if you see any intruder, any strange person in your immediate neighborhood, then call 911, report the matter, so that the police patrol can go in the area and try to.
All right.
That's right. Thank you so very much.
Well, we appreciate you coming in and just talking a bit about what the police is planning to do. And I know that's one of parts of the strategy, because some of it you do have to keep within the internal department. But just a reminder that we all have a responsibility in playing our part as well. Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Okay, thank you.
We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll be talking about the traffic department strategy here in Belize City for September. So please stay tuned.
With over 100 years of service excellence in
And welcome back to Open Your Eyes. We are moving into our final segment for the morning. And the theme is actually September. That's the month that we're in, festive for Belize. And so we are about to venture off into a conversation with the traffic department and their strategy for the month of September. Now, in to tell us more, to discuss, is Counselor responsible for with traffic. That's Alan Pollard, and Jermaine Hyde, who is the traffic admin manager at the City Council. Guys, good morning.
Good morning.
And it's nice to have you in.
Glad to be here.
I'll tell you what, everybody want to work at City Council with their clothing. We're looking good, we're feeling good, and September is upon us, which simply means it's a heightened when it comes to having to deal with the public, Belize City public, and having to deal with everything else and more. So let's venture off into it. September time, what does it mean for the traffic department?
Work.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
And having to deal with folks.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Wait, I want to start off differently. So September, it's twofold. The September celebrations, but we also know school started on Monday. So
Yeah.
the activity in the city has changed dramatically.
Yes.
I want to talk about what kind of measures you're putting in place, understanding that there is going to be increased activity and a lot of unnecessary blockages taking place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the main thing for us is making sure that we have enough personnel on the ground. You'd find maybe 2-3 months ago, you'd find more officers at base doing more ticketing and so forth. But now, in this heightened time, you'll find more officers deployed, more at crosswalks. We have a lot of street blockages. We have a lot of different motorcades and different parades. From starting from in the week, we had the Carnival motorcade. So we had the officers out there, and it's not only trailing the parade, but making sure that the other streets which the route will be on, making sure that nobody jumps out of those or stuff like that. And we also find that at night time we have more officers out there as well. We have mass camps from last night, tonight again, and tomorrow night again. So, and then Saturday again for Carnival, which is the most hectic of them all, you know, and Juve. So that's it, just making sure that we have enough personnel out there.
I mean, clearly, every time you're in traffic or you get stuck in traffic, you start thinking, where's the traffic officer now? Especially if I recently got a ticket. So you know some of the hot spots that get very congested. You know, we know, for example, here in front of the hospital, at the roundabouts. Roundabouts are supposed to ease traffic, always tend to be an area of congestion because people just don't use them properly. Do you deploy officers in these areas, and how do we get people, especially if it's a quick drop-off area or if there's a proper use to a roundabout, to get people to adhere?
Well, actually, in terms of dealing with the schools, planning for September begins in June, because before the school year is out, we meet with the different principals in these hot areas that you speak about, so that we have a strategic plan for when school starts in September. So at the end of the last school year, I had myself with a member from the police department and the fire department. We had meetings with Holy Redeemer Primary School. We met with Belize Elementary, and we sat down and made plans in terms of drop-off, pick-up, stuff that would help us manage the traffic flow better come the first week in September when school starts. So that's what we're doing now. We're putting into action the plans that were made earlier in June, coming to the end of the school year.
And I'd like for you to share a little bit of that, and I'll tell you why. Reason being is because these are the areas, these institutions are actually on main arteries. They're on roads that everybody must take. And then it becomes more of a cloggage or a blockage more than anything else. So what are some of those plans in terms of your drop-offs and your pickups? What's the discussion around that?
Okay, for example, we look at Holy Redeemer. There are two entrances to Holy Redeemer. You have the entrance on North Front Street and the entrance on New Road. And so what we did, when we met with the administration, the area on the far right, where the bus drops off students in the morning, we have an officer out there to ensure that when the bus pulls off, the students can come off the bus and enter the school area without any incidents. What we've also done is ask the parents through the principal and I believe they sent out a note at the end of June to say that the parking on Northfront Street from the parking lot at Bottom Dollar all the way to the bridge, if that is left clear, then there won't be incidents of a traffic jam.
Yeah.
So it's a partnership, not just between traffic and the school, but the department, the school, and the parents. Because many times we have to look at the parents who coming to drop off to get the kids in school, but cognizant of the fact that they want to reach work.
Yeah.
And so it's the planning to make sure that it's a win-win situation for everybody.
So it has to be smooth for them.
Yeah, and so we also look at New Road. We marked off certain areas on New Road, which is the bay, that parking bay in front of the school.
Yeah.
And so they're aware that there's a limited time frame for them to come in. If
A
we stay
drop-off
in,
time.
if we keep within that queue, then there's not 2-3 vehicles just pulling up trying to let off kids at the same time.
Yes.
But we want to keep it in an orderly queue so that you drop off, you drive off, the vehicle comes immediately behind you, the kid comes out, he walks in, the door closes, vehicle keeps moving, and,
Yeah.
and
Smooth
there's
flow.
a smooth flow of traffic.
There we go.
That would be the ideal. You need the parents' cooperation in that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And even-
And likewise with Belize Elementary, we looked at the entrances on Princess Margaret Drive
and
and Coney Drive and the
By Cancer Society.
by Cancer Society.
Yeah.
So we looked at all those as a possibility, as possible entrances, because Belize High School uses because of the location and the compound, they're closer to the back gate.
Yeah.
So we're trying to see if they can enter from that section.
Yeah.
And also, at our traffic management committee meetings, we have started discussion about we know that all schools have their school wardens or school wardens, right?
Yeah.
School wardens.
Yeah, some have up to 3. Like the bigger schools like Horodima would have 3 wardens out there. We are starting the discussion to find out how could the department train these wardens to, help with the crossing, because we can't put an officer at every school.
Every spot.
So and I know some of these wardens are, I'd say, underutilized. Somebody, you go to the school, somebody else to sit down when, maybe they could help cross a few kids over the street or so. But that's a discussion that we have started. We're looking at maybe having a training session for them. And this, of course, we have to lobby with the ministry, but I believe that they'd be open to it. It's children's safety at the end of the day.
Yeah,
it's a discussion that we're starting to have.
And let's talk about the Philip Golson Highway for a second, because I know I'm not too sure how far your area for managing covers, and that perhaps may be more of beyond the municipality. But we know what happens with people trying to cross over these borders, and it still happens despite the accidents. Now they're crossing with children. Trying to get them to run across as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And we also see where people are still going up the stop to not have to go all the way down and use the roundabout. What is your management in that area? Is that under your jurisdiction?
Yeah. Up to Halova Bridge is our jurisdiction. It's funny because it's our jurisdiction to enforce, but not our jurisdiction to alter anything.
That's the tricky part.
I do know that. So, given the situation that currently exists, how can you try to mitigate? These are behavioral changes that people have to accustom to. And unfortunately, it only seems to happen when it's punitive. So the more tickets you get, the less you stop parking, the less you park in the area that you get the ticket, or the more you're stopped or prevented from doing something. I know you have limited resources, but areas like this we do see where even the crossing at a highway can be life-threatening.
Life-threatening, definitely. And it puts other commuters in a really hot spot. You could get a charge right there, so for somebody being ignorant to the fact that we have the pedestrian ramp, we'll leave it up more or something like that. So it's dangerous for all, and we encourage people at the department to stop doing it. If we have our people out there, and it's a very long stretch, so it's very, very hard to catch these offenders, right? So we try the best that we could, but that public announcement has to be out there that people need to start take their lives more seriously, especially on that highway. I mean, and we've seen it. It's not like we haven't had an example before where people actually lost their lives on that road.
So we've seen that. But you know, like we mentioned, we're in the September season. Carnival is coming up this weekend. We know the Carnival route. What's the strategy for this one?
Carnival and 21st are, I want to say, are two of the most busiest days for the police unit that deals with towing. For the main fact that on these days, people park just about anywhere. And even though we sit down and we plan the route of these activities, and we look at emergency routes and routes of easier access to the main streets, there are many times you have vehicles that are parked in different areas that creates a blockage for these, what I would use as exit routes. And the tow truck from the police department is usually out on those days to remove these vehicles. And many times the owners of the vehicles are upset by the end of the parade when they get back, there's no vehicle there. But there needs to be clearance so that if there's an emergency or for just the flow of traffic that they can exit from the main streets and get to where to different areas in the city.
And I think what you're saying is key. People aren't aware of the fact that you do have planned emergency routes, because if anything happens, you need to be able to get people as quickly, whether it's to the police station or the hospital. And so these areas are already designated outside of the Carnival route itself. Senior Superintendent Anderson spoke of doing the clearing the morning of. And before, but during the day itself, you're limited. Is it public knowledge which streets you need to keep clear, or how do people know this information?
These routes are usually set up between the fire, police, traffic, and the ambulance. And so I believe that the police usually makes these routes known, so that you're aware before the event that this street will be used as a emergency route, so you'd want to limit parking on this street. Probably what we can do to assist in that, because we do have a very good collaboration with the police department. On our webpage, we are going to see if we can put these routes out there, so that, because we're in a technological era now, and so people can jump on Facebook and see it. So that's one of the things that we're going to do. When we get the route from the police department, we're going to post it up on our webpage so that the public is aware of it.
And keeping the flow going during, I mean, I know Carnival is just a unique animal on its own. And so there's congestion everywhere. So you're asking people to kind of be understanding of the fact that if you park and block it, you don't make it any easier. What other information do you want to get out to the public about measures that will be put in place for September?
For September, basically it's towing. There will be an increase in towing. That on the police part, and we are starting a program where we are actually going to start to do some towing ourselves. Because it's a lot of residents are requesting it. I have somebody in front of my driveway. I have this old car. I got a mechanic up the street. You know, so we're starting a program like that. Also, tickets, the increase of tickets. Our guys will be out there full force. I know some people are coming and say, Councillor Pollard, well, I never mean it, but I mean I get a ticket, you know. And we don't want to do that, but it's a very busy day, and we have to look at all of the things there. So many big trucks. We know we have a situation where we have really small streets in Belize. So then big trucks where they come for the carnival with these big floats, and then your vehicle parked this on. You know, it's a nuisance for the whole carnival.
That's honestly, it's really tough. Like you mentioned, Belize City, we've got little streets, we've got really small streets, we've got limited parking, we've got limited parking. So then again, it's really tough. One of the things I wanted to touch on as well, and for people to know, and this is not only for the September season, this is actually throughout the year. People who are riding bicycles on pedestrian ramps and feel that they're doing a good thing. Let's address that situation.
Well,
it's a situation, like, it's consideration, because if I'm riding in a pathway that is designed for pedestrians,
walking,
right? Well, first of all, they can be charged for that because you cannot be riding or driving on an area designated for pedestrian.
That's right. There we go.
Right? So
Wait,
there's
a
a ticket. It's a
bicycle?
ticketable
Yes.
offense there.
Yeah.
Right? But we don't just look at the infraction because if you're riding and you have right now you have a lot of school kids walking on the pedestrian
Yeah.
Yes.
on the pedestrian pathway.
Yes.
They're kids. They're not cognizant of what is happening behind them.
Yeah.
So you increase the chances of you knocking down the kids
Child.
on the pathway, and so it's something that not just the traffic department looks at, but the police as well.
Yes.
There are many times the police will pull them over, and they use the pathway also to ride contrary to the flow of traffic.
Yeah.
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 Most
well,
of the
is
time that is the
definitely you
situation.
should know once you're
Exactly.
going opposite traffic that you're having that you're breaking a law.
Mm-hmm.
But my question is, we don't have bike paths. So how does a bicycle? If I have a child that's riding to school, I
Mm-hmm.
prefer them to ride over that pedestrian ramp than try to cut across traffic at any point,
Yeah.
or enter the roundabout, God forbid, and have to cut out.
Yeah.
So if we don't have bicycle paths and you have pedestrian paths, then and think especially of children riding
Mm-hmm.
to school, where are they supposed to ride?
There is actually a bike path on
Some of
certain
them.
streets.
Some
Some
streets,
streets,
not
some
all.
streets.
There's not bike path in the roundabout.
I know, no.
Yeah.
But I believe on the school route is that Princess Margaret Drive? Where
We have
Edward PR.
Princess Margaret Drive. There's
Yeah.
also bike paths on Vernon Street.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
There's none on Northfront Street.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
That's the only one.
Looking at the
Walking your
main
bike
areas
over
for kids.
would be preferable.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
at least you're
Get
not
off your bike,
riding.
yes.
You're not riding.
Get off your
Yeah.
bike.
Yeah.
And
Push it
walk
across,
the bike
and then
over.
you get back on and you
Yeah.
go.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the other common infractions. We know bicycles can oftentimes really test the nerves of drivers. But
Especially
also,
cutting in and out of
well, I
traffic,
was
yeah.
going to say the motorists. A lot more people are using the motorcycles now,
Yeah.
and it seems sometimes very, very much to the detriment. They don't adhere to traffic
Traffic
regulations. What's the monitoring that's done on that level, and what can you tell people about being safe?
In terms of using the motorcycles,
Yes.
it's standard that you should be on one side of the street.
Yes.
Cutting in and out of traffic, you open yourself to being hit by incoming traffic.
Yeah.
So it's a thing of, are you willing to put yourself at risk?
Yeah.
And not just yourself, but the vehicle, the motorist as well. Because if a vehicle is already going at a certain speed, and you cut in between and they have to make a sudden break, especially if it's a long line of traffic,
Yes.
there might be a little fender bender there because the vehicle behind might be so close that they hit
Yeah.
the vehicle that is there.
Yeah.
So it's like I mentioned earlier, it's a thing of being cognizant and looking out for your fellow motorists on the road.
Of course. Of
Right?
course. Of course.
Not just being so selfish and I want to get from here to here, so I'll do what I need to or what I want to get from point A to point
Yeah.
B.
Okay.
Ignoring the fact that I have pedestrians out there, have other motorists driving, and you can cause accidents like this.
Of course, of course. So what will, from the traffic department, what will you be looking forward or for the most, especially at this time of the year?
One of the things that happen a lot during this time of the year are vehicles just blocking the streets. So that's one of the things that we'll be looking for. The vehicles that are blocking the streets, especially on days where we have festivities. The vehicles that are driving contrary to the flow. There are many times, because there's a traffic jam, you say, you know what, I'm just going to take the chance and go contrary to the flow, not realizing that it's just a matter of 100 yards before you can run up to another vehicle that's coming the proper direction.
Yeah.
You know, so looking at some of the vehicles, many times when we do some checks on the vehicles, we find that this is a time when you have people coming out with vehicles that are not licensed and not registered. So those are things that we're looking out for, especially when on the road. You have a lot of people who will want to take road trips, especially the Orange Rock Carnival coming up.
Yes.
That's the time when we see a lot of vehicles on the road that are not licensed.
Yeah.
And should there be a traffic accident out there, they open themselves to liability.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We just discussed with Senior Superintendent Anderson the issue of tinting, and we know that this is one of the preventative mechanisms in place for crime. So if you don't have a dark tint car, you don't have what is typically used as a getaway vehicle. What is the traffic department's what are you doing in terms of assisting in this process? Because I will tell you, I hear stories of people having their tint removed, but I see far many more cars tinted now, and I mean fully, heavily tinted now than I did before the crackdown. So how is it possible that these people are getting away when I think the only people allowed to have the dark tint are certain police vehicles?
Well, yes, the police vehicles are definitely allowed, but it's by law that you can get a permit for your tint from the Ministry of Transport, and that is issued by the minister. And so you can write in a letter to the minister saying what is your reason for your need for a tint, and permission would be granted to you. So that comes in a formal letter from the ministry to say that you have permit to have tint on your vehicle.
But with what stipulations?
Would it be a note from your doctor?
Medical condition,
yeah. And then there are certain occupations that gets you a tint permit.
Attorneys,
sometimes
judges.
Why would they need special tint?
For the nature of the work that they do. And that's something, it is a provision given to them.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because this is where, and you work at a municipal level, you understand what happens on the central government level.
Definitely.
That this country is so frustrated with special treatment, and people get away with this and others don't get away with that. So what kind of discretion is used? I mean, listen, I might be a mother and I don't want to be stifling in my car, and so I have dark tint. My job as a chauffeur for my children, some may argue, may be equally as tough as an attorney. So
Definitely.
what is the type of discretion being put in place
Unfortunately, at our level, there's no discretion. At our level, we're enforcers. We have the tint meters, we're supposed to go out there and we're supposed to enforce. In terms of granting permits, that is at the national level, and so that discretionary power that is applied to them, that is something that they would use at the ministry. But on our level at the municipality, we have to enforce. So our officers are out there with the tint meters, and they test, they give this the summons, you get summoned to court. We go through the process where, and majority of the times you find that when the tint is tested, the driver might opt to say, you know what, I'm going to remove my tint now. And so they remove their tint.
Because you can have a light one. It's just a very dark one that you can't see.
As a matter of fact, when we test, the tint law provides that we have different percentage of the tint at different windows in the car. Right?
So it could be darker in the back but lighter in the front. And then the windshield a certain amount of inches. I think it's 6 inches if I'm not mistaken.
So you can have the very top.
That's for the sun.
But I must say that we started a robust tint program. I think it was a couple weeks back, where we had multiple checkpoints out, but we were just issuing warning. We weren't going as far as peeling off people's tint, because I mean, we must say that a lot of the information isn't out there. As much as we may feel that everybody should know that dark tint, that a law. Some people honestly don't know. So what we do, we make sure that we're not just out there and just gonna rip off your tint or just give you a ticket, but give you a warning, a 10-day period where you can have the option to go to the tint person and you get the recommended tint, and you remove it and use your preferred style or whatever, as long as it's it's contrary to the law.
And like Councillor mentioned before, we have a traffic advisory committee, and this came up at one of our meetings, and one of the plans that we have in place is to say we won't just look at the enforcement and the owner of the vehicles, but we want to bring in the tint suppliers and the people who apply the tint, because if if I
They
go
know.
to your business and
Yeah.
I said I want my car tinted, I just want my car tinted, you go ahead and you put on your tint.
Yeah.
But if the person who is putting on the tint can advise the owner of the vehicle that, you know what,
Or they say, where's your permit?
where's your permit?
Here is your
Exactly.
permit, yeah.
Then from that level,
Yeah.
it's a more preventative measure. Why wait for them to reach a checkpoint and then we have to go through the
Through
summons
the
and all?
process.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh, that's
target
perfect.
Or have people waste their money
Yeah.
putting it on and then
exactly, and
having
then
to take it
having
off.
to remove it.
But so, I think it is important that we use forums like this to discuss
Definitely.
it, because
Definitely.
people do need to know. And I'll tell you, some people do know, but they say, well, what's Jeremy and Jeremy in car ticket? Just can he work the traffic?
Tint lines, boy.
And because of that, I won't adhere. That's what
Yeah.
happens when there's
Yeah.
these
Preferential.
yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Preferential treatment taking place.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is important to know, but it is, given the crime situation in this country, we do have to be cognizant that we all have a role to play.
That's true. That's right.
And again, the same goes in traffic management and traffic flow. What you are saying to me is, listen, there will be nobody spared at this point. You will get your tickets if you're driving how you shouldn't drive. Your car will be towed if it is where it's not supposed to be
yeah.
over the course of these days where there's a lot of movement, especially
Yeah.
Carnival, 10th, and 21st.
And it's for the sake of a smooth flow of
Yeah.
the September celebrations.
Yeah.
We are all
Safe,
patriots, and we want every event to go smoothly. The last thing we want, even for you guys who park, but we don't want nobody knock off your review mirror.
Exactly.
We just
Yeah.
want to enjoy the September celebrations, right?
Yeah, or block you from getting out to
Block
see the
you from
carnival
getting
in
out.
time.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Anything else you'd like to share with us before we close off?
Couple things. We just want to inform the public about our new projects that we're ongoing right now. For example, the new traffic light systems. We are placing new systems in front of 88.
Okay.
So Niels Penn Road and Central American
American.
Boulevard will have traffic lights.
Cool.
Just like Vernon Street, we're targeting some of the hot spots
Yeah.
intersection-wise. We are 4 hot spots right now that we're looking at. It's just matter of getting the resources.
Yeah.
Of course.
This one on Boulevard, we had some assistance from Taiwanese government.
Excellent,
So
That's
that's
a
on the
very
way.
common intersection.
Very
and
common,
it is
very
so
busy, very busy.
Yeah.
So we always have to have officers out there,
Officers
so
out
that will alleviate some human resource for us.
Okay.
Nice.
So that's on its way. I think the foundation is done so far.
Yes, the foundation
lights,
are already on
The lights are on their way. So before November, I'd say.
Yes.
Before the we got lights.
You got lights, you got lights. And we're looking at other
You
intersections
said,
as
wow,
well.
but the drivers are like, man, I have to stop now.
Look like Steve.
Yeah, we have our bus stop on the way to and downtown,
Yes,
our new centralized bus stop.
Yeah.
Very state of the art. That's on its way too as well. Other intersections, I don't want to reveal all at this moment, but as we go along, the public will start to see them. So we are at the council prioritizing traffic. We're prioritizing the flow. We're prioritizing the enforcement.
Yeah.
So we're making sure that now that we're seeing more cars in the country and in the city, that we have the systems in place to make sure that we alleviate congestion and alleviate accidents on a whole.
We're also doing a lot of work with the buses in Belize City.
Yeah.
We want to revitalize that industry.
Okay.
Get better buses so that we can alleviate the congestion that way. If I can get on a public bus and go downtown rather than driving every day, where it's comfortable and it's a clean bus that won't mess up my uniform by the time I get to work.
And leave on time.
Exactly.
On time.
And actually, that's
Yeah.
one of the things that we're setting up with the new bus stop that the councillor mentioned.
Yeah. Okay.
We are trying to do it on a smart system where at the bus stop you can know where that bus is located. So there's a time frame. In 5 minutes, this bus is going to be
coming here. Yes.
Right. One of the things that we've been working with them on is after we get the routes mapped out, to have the buses installed with a device that we can track it, so that we are able to tell commuters that, listen, if you want to get on a bus that will go to UB in West Landiver, that bus is going to reach this stop in 5 minutes. So I can prepare myself to jump on that bus that will take me there. So that's the kind of upgrade that we're looking at.
But
I
that
think it's by time we improve the service.
The public transportation.
Public transportation,
Yeah,
but it would
definitely.
entail that the buses actually adhere to where to
Yes.
stop.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem that we're
Yeah,
having.
that's the next thing.
It's all a part of the engagement, because we have, I believe over the past 4 months, we've looked at that, just to look at the bus stops. And we've had several meetings with them because they tried it. And then when coming back to the table, they say, well, we have commuters who, when they asked to stop and they said, no, we're going to stop at the bus stop, they curse out, they get angry and curse at the bus driver. Sometimes if they have like a pouch of water when they come off the bus, they throw it at. And those kind of behavior is really unacceptable, right? And so it's all of those things we've looked
Camera
at.
installation in the bus.
It is twofold, and I think there are a lot. You open the whole kind of worms at the end. But the good thing is that's a conversation that can go beyond September, because there is a lot that needs to be done to enhance public transportation in the city. We haven't even touched on dollar vans, and it seems, I'll say, the city council doesn't want to touch dollar vans either.
Actually, that's in line with what we're in the plans that we have with the
because you can't tell the bus they can't stop, but you have vehicles stopping mid-traffic
and
at any point,
that's
all
exactly
time
what
of the day.
at our last meeting, that's what we were looking at, to really look at how we're going to address the situation of the dollar vans.
It's fine to have affordable transportation, but it is not okay for vehicles to stop mid-traffic multiple times, because then you're really creating a hazard.
Definitely.
So we'll touch that one another time. I
Definitely. A whole segment on that one.
We open up phone calls. People are tired about transportation. So, but what I do want to say is that we hear your message. This is a joint effort where pedestrians, people on bicycles, people on motorcycles, and drivers need to work together, adhere to the rules. And in the meantime, the city council or the transport department will be enforcing as well. So let's hope for the best for September, and thank you for coming in and giving us this update.
Thank you for having us.
We're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we'll have our wrap-up, so stay tuned. potato. And we're back.
Yeah, we're back just like that. We had 3 wonderful conversations. Now you know exactly where to get your September attire from. We are so thankful for Charlene Bruce and her crew from LA Fashions. Thank you so very much.
Yeah. I also want to say thank you to Senior Superintendent Suzette Anderson. I think that hearing from them directly, and they're always willing to come and update us on strategies for whatever period we're moving into. Here's the thing. The police officers across this country are going to be working so hard.
Yes.
And I really do hope we take that into consideration. There's so many officers that will give up the time with their family, having the same celebrations that we have to be on duty. And so we must be considerate of that and thankful for that.
Yeah.
On another note, we do have our responsibilities of being good citizens in this country.
Yeah.
Don't drink and drive. Don't be hostile to. But I see this for Carnival, and it drives me crazy. The police comes and tells them, "Listen, you have to clear back." Why? Because there's a big truck coming with very big wheels that can hurt
Wide
you,
load, all that.
including your children, and they cuss up the police officers for trying to keep them safe. I think these are the kind of behaviors that we have to recognize. What is counterproductive, but also that's what we're teaching our children.
Yeah.
So do be mindful of that. And from their end, I do hope that they have strategized adequately to deal with people who are intoxicated, to try to keep crowd control and minimize, I think, especially some of the common things we see around this time: drunk driving, violent incidents, and a lot of burglaries as well.
And my thing to the public is that if you react hostile to the police officers, then you're actually escalating a situation that didn't need to be. So let's try to help them out. The police can't do everything. We need to help out as well.
Yeah.
All right?
Watch out for your neighbors too.
Of course, watch out for your neighbors. Each one teach one. Let's look after each other. That's who we are as a public Belizean first. And a big thank you as well to Councillor Pollard and Jermaine Hyde as well for, give us an insight of what their plans are for the September celebrations as well. Let's continue to help the traffic department as they try to make things as smooth as possible here in Belize City. But we've got to go.
That's right.
We'll be back with you again tomorrow. If you've got any questions, any concerns, drop us a line at oye@channel5belize.com.
You can also drop me a line at Marletti_OYE at channel5belize.com. Find us on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ and on Instagram at OYE Belize. And remember to tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 when you open your eyes.
To start your morning right. As per usual, keep your eyes, your mind,
and your hearts open. We'll see you soon. Enjoy your day, Belize.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together